Is tech really a dead career? Well, there's plenty of debate about the industry, and after 2 years of trying to break in, I've gained a different perspective. And in this video, I want to share with you what I've learned so far. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Abdul, and I've been unemployed after graduating from university in 2022, and since then I have been working towards a career in tech, by learning different skills and building up my proficiency to meet the demands of the constantly evolving market. Okay, to begin this, if you are looking to get into tech, you might be wondering, given the current job market and the mass layoffs that have been happening, if it's even worth getting into the industry, and if so, how difficult will it be? Well, to answer that, let me give you a brief overview of what has transpired over the past few years. I will be leaving all of the research that I use in this video down in the description. During the pandemic, there was a boom within the tech industry. The shift to remote working meant that there was an increase in IT roles to help support and maintain systems that companies were using for efficiency and productivity. Also, due to the massive spike in online shopping during that time, companies like Amazon required a high demand for web developers, app designers, and IT professionals to manage their online platforms and payment systems. Amongst many other factors, this paved way for people to enter the industry during the pandemic, and it was also responsible for accelerating the remote working model, which was adopted worldwide by many companies. Whilst the growth of tech was still in progress, companies started to realize that maybe there was some oversaturation in certain roles, and as a result, the industry started to stabilize, meaning that there were fewer people per role, and this ended up changing the whole job market. Companies were being a lot more intentional with who they wanted to hire, and they wanted candidates with a lot more experience, basically tightening the screw, so to speak. It wasn't just about hardcore coding anymore like what a lot of people think. It was about prioritizing adaptable professionals with good soft skills who could excel in both remote and hybrid settings. And for job seekers, it meant focusing on upskilling to meet the high expectations within the industry. Right after the stabilization within the industry, the period of layoffs began. Over 2023 to 2024, the US experienced nearly 71,000 eliminations of IT-specific roles, and meanwhile in the UK, corporations such as Meta, Microsoft, Salesforce, and Dyson were also downsizing their workforce by cutting costs and adapting to the market changes. During the stage of mass hiring, companies realized that they hired a lot of people that they didn't really need, some of which didn't even have extensive technical backgrounds, so they removed them. And the reasons for all of this? Well, there were quite a few, the main one being AI and automation, since it took care of routine tasks like data entry and customer support, and reducing the need for entry-level IT roles. Another reason was due to economic changes. To manage rising costs and increase wages, from a business standpoint, it was a lot more efficient expanding on technology rather than expanding on headcounts. And finally, we enter 2025, and as it stands, while the layoffs are still continuing, the industry is now focusing heavily on AI, including massive investments. For example, Microsoft has committed around $80 billion towards an AI infrastructure project, while Meta is investing approximately $65 billion towards a data center in Louisiana. There are many companies worldwide that are now looking to adopt the usage of AI into their workflow, so it's kind of becoming a requirement for tech professionals to learn more about AI integration, as well as machine learning and many other things. There may be much more unfolding throughout the course of the year as well. So now that you're up to speed, I think it's safe to say that although the barrier to entry into tech is higher than it was a few years ago, it is still worth getting into if you are committed to starting a career in this field. To answer the question right at the beginning, no, tech is not dying. And one evidence to suggest this is the World Economic Forum, an organization that brings leaders together to solve global problems and to create a better future. Going by the current trends and research, they predict that by 2030, one of the fastest growing jobs in the world will be software and application developers, the first being being in big data. They also predict that the fastest growing skill will be AI and big data. To me, this just indicates that specific roles within the tech industry will not become redundant, least of all roles in software development. Now, although this is not guaranteed, the report aims to help government, companies and people to prepare for the future of work and to invest in upskilling for any possible changes that may occur. Then there is this whole discussion about how AI may potentially remove the need for software developers, and this sparked some controversy within the tech space after a recent podcast that Mark Zuckerberg was involved in.
Probably in 2025, we at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code. And once you have that, then in the beginning it'll be really expensive to run, and then you can get it to be more efficient. And then over time we'll get to the point where a lot of the code in our apps and including the AI that we generate is actually going to be built by AI engineers instead of people engineers.
Now, although this is just a snippet of the conversation, I would like to put my own spin on things. We know that although AI is good at doing routine tasks and writing code, it is still far from perfect. From time to time it does make mistakes, and it will take a while before it is involved in business decision making and team management, which still needs human touch. It will also require professionals to learn how to manage and develop AI, as well as integrate it within different organizations. Essentially, this is where the need for software developers will come into play. My personal opinion is that tech will only get bigger in the future. Yes, the requirements to get in the industry will change, and so may the aspect of the job role, but they will still very much be needed. On top of all of this, I want to add my personal experience with regards to the industry so far. So around the time that I was introduced to tech, I thought that as long as I am good with a few programming languages, then a job will not be too far. But I was wrong. Not only does the industry demand a lot from juniors, companies specifically want candidates who have working knowledge with the technologies that they utilize, which is why you would see some job listings asking for 1 to 2 years of industrial experience. And I was unaware of this, so I thought that the more projects I'd done, it would assist, but it felt like it didn't help me that much. Now I am enrolled in an academy which goes over a broad spectrum of tech, and have learned that there is so much more to tech than just programming. It is about developing soft skills and working together with a load of different professionals to come up with solutions and be involved in problem solving. Programming is really just a small piece of the pie, and in order to become an attractive candidate if you are a job seeker, it's important to build up a wide variety of skills that will allow you to work as part of a larger team, one that is aware of the different aspects of the software development lifecycle. I do intend to keep you all updated with regards to the outcome of the course should I land a job role afterwards. I hope this video genuinely clarified why I believe that tech is still a great field to get into if you are passionate about it. Though I can't really guarantee anything, if you do keep up with the trends and incorporate them into your skill set, it will put you in a favorable position to get into the industry. It's very vast and there's room to move around once you are in. As they say, it's really just about getting your foot through the door. Tech is everywhere and it's only going to expand more from here. And if you're someone who loves problem solving, working with others, and is committed to learning, then this is an industry worth pursuing while the opportunities are still there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.